Greetings, people. Peace, love, Islam. Assalamu alaikum. Baragani, Hotep. What it do, people? Man, this is a beautiful day. I wanted to make this video, man, about um self-empowering yourself as an empath. Basically, what I did to empower myself as an empath. There are many methods, you know what I'm saying, to do, or many ways to empower yourself. Um, Again, in response to individuals, a fellow YouTuber by the name of Stay Woke, being incarcerated in prison, surrounded by all that negative energy. I was always a loner. I was always, always in my thoughts, in my brain, always thinking, why did I put myself in this? So instead of me being stationary and being, surrounded by, people at one time, I was always mobile. You know, some guys, play basketball. I didn't play basketball with the fellas. I didn't, slam dominoes, on the table. I didn't, interact with a lot of people. You people have to understand, man. As an empath, you know, especially being, in an isolated, area like prison, surrounded by a bunch of criminals. That's the worst of the worst type of negative energy you want to be around. But how was I able to shake the negative energy? I stayed constantly working out. Some guys, you know, uh, practice, Buddhism or yoga. Some guys, you know what I'm saying, find their peace or find an avenue, dealing with, if you're negative, then you connect with like-minded individuals. And I didn't connect with like-minded individuals in prison because a lot of people who went in prison, they had an image or they had a facade that they, were trying to maintain or uphold. Me, I didn't have one to uphold. I wasn't trying to become psychologically or mentally a part of that macrocosm. I was more, in other words, I wasn't comfortable in prison at all. You know what I mean? So I didn't settle for less. I I didn't I wasn't comfortable. I was always, agitated. Um, at first I was like, woe is me, why this, why that? You know, I knew better. You know, I knew better. I knew I didn't have to pick up that gun. I knew I didn't have to, interact with those individuals because that really wasn't me. I never killed anybody. The only thing I've ever did was, you know, burglarized, a couple of homes. I got probation. Then, a couple of years later, I interacted with some cats from, my hometown, which is New York City, Brooklyn, Queens. I bought a gun for $200. And I had this feeling, don't do it. Don't buy it. I went on ahead, bought it anyway for $200. I went on a robbing spree, you know, armed robbery with a deadly weapon, and that's what caused me to go to prison. You know what I mean? I could have been killed, or I could have killed somebody, but instead I went in, and that's the hey, you talk about the ultimate ass whipping. That's the worst ass whooping I ever got in life. You feel what I'm saying? Being incarcerated, surrounded by all that negative energy. Um, the first couple of years of being incarcerated, I mean, I went from 240 pounds to like 169 pounds. I was depressed. I was drained. I didn't even want to eat. But, I didn't even realize, man, that I didn't even know what the term empath was. I felt the symptoms or experienced the symptoms, but I didn't know what it was called. See what I'm saying? You're in there surrounded by straight parasites, energy vampires. They may not be intentionally doing that, but it's the energy itself. So, how I empowered myself, I developed myself through calisthenics, constantly working out. I mean, I did shadow boxing. I have a little bit of experience in, what I'm saying, some, martial arts training, a little bit of kickboxing, you know what I'm saying? Um, I read books on uh various calisthenics, learning different types of or different methods of, how to, do push-ups, do pull-ups, you know, um, training in, different degrees of weather, like cold weather. I was just very active. I had to, escape the prison system emotionally, psychologically, mentally, because I did not want to emulate what I was surrounded by. You know what I mean? So, of course, in there, I had, created, enemies. I had people in there hating on me. People, saying, "Oh man, of course, he thinks he's better than, when you're doing things different, when you're not a part of a gang, you're not engaging in homosexual activity, when you're not, the gossiper, when you're not, a part of anything in there, when you're set aside and you're somewhat odd or different, people from what automatic are going to hate on you. But yes, I had a lot of issues, with people, of uh, all races, man. I mean, people that, look like me mainly, you know what I mean? But I had to, stay mobile, man. Um, I fought depression. Um, I was angry, and I use anger constructively to help motivate me and stay focused. You know what I'm saying? So, as an empath, you know, that's how I empowered myself. You know what I mean? And yeah, it worked. And I still use it to this day. When I go to the gym, people view me as, antisocial. I don't speak much. I may nod or whatever. It's not that I don't want to be around, a bunch of people. It's more like the energy in there, man. The energy that's in these gyms is like it's a lot of, egotism, a lot of envy, jealousy. You got the green-eyed monster. You got a lot of shit, in these places. You know what I mean? But I keep it mobile, man. I keep it mobile, and I suggest, individuals, for one, who are, highly empathic. If happen to watch this video and you're in a situation, so, or if you're, have if you're in the company of people who drain you, they may not be intentionally wanting to do that. It's more like the energy that they carry within them. You can either deal with them and then, you know, find a way to shake off that energy in the form of dancing, in the form of positive thoughts, in the form of, imagination, vision, or just, what I'm saying, working out. If you're a martial artist, if you're a boxer, or if you like to do gardening, or, occupying your mind, staying active, being mobile, shaking that energy off. Or as some would say, shake them haters off. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, that's how I, as an empath, empowered myself while incarcerated. You know what I mean? And that's just what it is. Um, yeah, but it's more to come on, saying this empath life. You feel me? But anyway, y'all, much love to y'all. Peace.